So one of the things that a lot of entrepreneurs struggle with is dealing with price objections. So they hear things like, oh, this is too expensive, I cannot afford it now, or I cannot afford it at all, or this other product or service is even cheaper than yours. Now, when you're dealing very often with price objections, what that tells me is that you've not been conveying the value of your product or service well enough. So maybe you've been really focused on talking about the features of that product or service, or even just the pricing, right? So, this product or service is really awesome, has great technology, or this product or service comes with free video courses or free videos and 5 audios and 1 workbook. You're always talking about the feature and the pricing. Hey guys, Chris here from Chris Media, host of the Hack Your Online Business podcast. If you're new to this channel, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. And if you like today's video, don't forget to hit the like button as well. Now, don't forget to stay tuned to the end of the video because I've got something special for you. A common mistake that I see my clients make before coming to me, and that is talking about the features and the pricing of their product or service, right? So if they've got an online course, if they got a coaching package, if they got a product or a service, they're constantly talking about what you get with that product or service. So whether that's, in this course, you get 5 videos or 10 videos or 10 modules and 2 workbooks, or if it's a service, you get this, in X number of days or hours or weeks or so on and so forth. So they talk about the features and sometimes even the pricing, right? So my product or my service is 2 times or 3 times cheaper than the competing products or services out there in the market. And I mean, it's understandable, you're putting a lot of time and effort in creating your product or your service. So I get why you want to shout about how awesome the features are or how great this course is with all these number of modules that you have for them on social media marketing, or how fast this technology is and so on. Or sometimes they just feel the need to justify whatever price they're asking for, and so they gotta justify it by demonstrating all these features that they have with this service or this product. And here's an example. One of my clients, Amanda, she's a coach and she's got a coaching package that she was kind of struggling to sell because people were always saying like, oh, it's too expensive, or they end up going with someone else. When we did a review of like what she's been doing like marketing wise, she was constantly talking about how great her coaching package was because it included, 10 modules on all these things, and it comes with, this 50 minutes live video or live workshop or webinar or so on and so forth. She was talking about what her coaching package includes. And one of the reasons why she was talking so much about, what her coaching package includes was because she felt the need as a coach to justify the price that she was asking for her coaching package, right? So she was listing all these things down so that people would say, oh, you know what? Wow, you've got so many things included in the coaching package. I want it. So there in itself was this huge mistake that she was making with her marketing. She's talking about the features and the pricing, but she's missing this one essential key, and it's what I like to call the transformation story. Now, the transformation story is basically talking about how your service or your product gets someone from the before state to the after state. So the transformation story is basically talking about your product or service in a way that speaks to your target audience desire and how you're going to get them to that desired after state. So what I want you to do is to think about your ideal customer right now, that ideal target audience, right? Where are they right now? What is their before state? And then what are they desiring to become? Right after using your product or service, what are they desiring to become? The features and the pricing, they come in after the transformation story, because here's the thing, people don't buy your product or service because you have 5 modules or 5 videos. They're buying it because of the transformation that your product is going to give them. So for example, I don't sell my mastermind groups for online entrepreneurs as a mastermind group. I sell the idea today you will no longer struggle anymore with trying to figure out, what's the next step for your business, right? I sell the idea that you no longer have to deal with loneliness working from home. With Chris Media, my messenger marketing agency, I don't just sell messenger bots. I sell the idea that you no longer have to deal with low conversion rates anymore. I sell the idea that now you get to provide amazing, fast customer support service and you get happy customers. So in the case of Amanda, what we started to do is in her marketing, we started to talk about the after state that people experience once they take a coaching program. So we no longer talk about, this is my coaching program, it's a 9-week coaching program for women who wants to quit their 9-to-5 jobs to start feeling more fulfilled. Now we start to talk about the after state. So we move the conversation to, do you feel unhappy at work all the time? Find the clarity that you need to find the career that you love. So how do you actually determine the before state and the after state of your target audience? There are 4 questions that you gotta ask yourself, and I learned this from Ryan Dice. Now the first question is, what does someone don't have now that they have after? Or what does someone have now and they don't have after? So in Amanda's case, now they have a job that is draining them, right? It's not what they want to do. It's not fulfilling for them. They're unhappy at work. Now, after they're in a fulfilling job, they're happy at work, they cannot wait to go to work. The second question is, how does your product or service change the way that they feel? So before, they feel like they have to drag their feet to work Mondays to Fridays. After, they feel like they're super excited, they cannot wait to get to work. Now the third question is, what does the average day look like right now, and how does your product or service change that? How does it make it better? So before, they get into work at 8:30, throughout the whole day they're checking their watches, trying to count down the time to go home. They are hanging out at the water cooler, they're talking to their colleagues because they don't really want to work. Now after, they're super excited to go to work, they cannot wait to leave home. And the fourth question to ask yourself is, what is your status right now, and how does your product or service change the self-worth? So right now, in the before state, they're feeling, really just envious of all the people that have great jobs and happy to go to work. Now in the after state, they become the envy of their friends and colleagues because now they have a great job. They're the ones who have the great job. They're the ones who are happy to go to work. So many entrepreneurs, they stop at the first question. What do they have now that they don't have after, or what do they don't have now that they have after? I want you to go beyond that. I want you to ask yourself those 4 questions. Don't just stop at the first one. So in your marketing, make sure that you're talking about a transformation of how they feel, of their self-worth, of what their status is, of the change in the average day. So once you know your transformation story for the target audience, how do you actually add that transformation story into your marketing? So I have a formula that I kind of like to use for my emails and my landing pages and my ads. And the first thing I like to do with this formula is I like to call out my target audience. So I might say, are you a life coach who is struggling to get consistent clients into your funnel? So when I actually call out my target audience, the life coach who's struggling with getting sales, getting leads, then they instantly hear the message and connect with it, right? So a lot of people are so afraid to go hyper-targeted in their marketing. They're like, I don't want to call out like one specific group of people because then I might isolate the other groups of people, or I might offend the other groups of people. But more often than not, the people that you don't even call out, they resonate with your message even though you're not specifically calling them out, right? So I might say this course or service is for online entrepreneurs who run a business from home, right? But any entrepreneur or any marketer might be watching that marketing video and go, well, I don't work online, or I don't run an online business from home, but I resonate well with whatever that Chris is teaching. So I'm gonna buy that product or service. So once you call them out and you start talking about transformation story, this is where you start to fight the price objections. Because once you start to talk about the transformation story, you are showing the value of this product. Because when you create a product or a service that is going to help that person get to their desired stage, then you can instantly charge more for that product. You can ask for more for their product or service, right? You no longer have to deal with people who are telling you like, oh, I cannot afford this, because now they see the value in it, they want it, no matter what the price is. Now the last thing is, after we're done talking about a transformation story, we want to make sure that our offer, our product or service, actually delivers the desired transformation, right? So if we're saying that this is going to help you to lose 5 pounds, then the expected results of that product or service is going to be, they lose 5 pounds, right? So that's good offer. So transformation story, good marketing, your product meets the desired state, good offer, right? And that is equally as important as well, because your marketing alone is not going to help you get return clients. It's not going to help you get good referrals. So you got to make sure that your offer, whatever that product or service is going to actually help them to move from the before to the after state as you talked about. So it's time for a recap now. So number 1, work out the before state of your target audience and then the after state, right? Figure out, what exactly is their before state by asking those 4 questions. What does someone have now that they don't have after? What does someone don't have now that they have after? What do they feel right now and how do they feel after? What is their average day now and how does your product or service change that average day? And what is their status right now and how do you increase their self-worth? So ask yourself those 4 questions to find out their before and after state. Number 2, make sure that in your marketing you're talking about the transformation story. So talk about the before and after state. Don't just talk about what your product or service include. Don't talk about the features. Don't talk about the pricing. You want to talk about the features and pricing after you talk about the transformation story, right? So call them out, call out exactly who your target audience is, talk about the transformation story, and then the features and the pricing. Number 3, make sure that besides good marketing, you also want to have a good product. So whatever that you're promising them, you make sure you deliver it. Now, if you do all those things, you have a better online business. All right, guys, if you're an online entrepreneur, I would like to invite you to join my Hack Your Online Business Mastermind group for online entrepreneurs. So if you're struggling with getting business support and accountability, then this group is going to be great for you. You will start getting the business support and accountability that you've been searching for. Because besides getting access to me, you'll also get access to other online entrepreneurs. In fact, I think that is the best part about the mastermind group, right? You get to learn from other online entrepreneurs as well. So if you want to learn more about the Hack Your Online Business Mastermind, then I want you to go to hackyouronlinebusiness.com/mastermind. The link is going to be in the description below. And of course, I told you there's going to be a surprise for you at the end of the video. So if you want to learn more about how you can hack your online business and grow your online business, I've got a free guide for you with the top strategies from some of my amazing successful guests on my podcast. I've created a free guide where they share, what has worked for them, the strategies that has worked for them, and I've compiled it into an amazing guide. And you can actually download it at hackyouronlinebusiness.com or just click on the link in the description below. Now, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you found it useful. If you have been struggling with price objections, I hope this video helps you to move past that conversation about price to the conversation about transformation. If you liked today's video, don't forget to hit the like button. And if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, don't forget to hit the subscribe button as well. Alright guys, thank you so much. I'll see you in the next video.